Hey all, Zook here with another boss guide for DS2, this time for the Dragonrider and Hade's Tower of Flame. This is a pretty straightforward fight, so I'll go ahead and show you the couple attacks to watch out for if you decide to fight this boss head on, along with a convenient strategy that you could also use just to get this boss to sabotage itself. Just get into the characteristics real quick. If you do choose to fight this boss head on, note that it's especially weak to fire and lightning, along with strike type weapons. It doesn't resist any type of damage, so you can fight it with whatever build you want. Similar to the last giant, it isn't worth it to use any buffs to fight this boss since he doesn't pose enough of a threat once you understand what he can do. And if you want any items in your inventory, you can equip fire bombs or healing items, but they certainly aren't going to be necessary to bring this boss down quickly. For my equipment, I have my Silver Serpent Ring, the Ring of Blades, and the Old Leo Ring, which we got from killing the Dragon Slayer. If you have a Chloranthy Ring, it would be worth it to equip it for this fight too. For weapons, I'll be using my +4 Rapier. You'll get nearly the same amounts of damage if you use an unupgraded hand axe or club, and if you even want to use a battle axe or another strike type weapon with more damage that you purchase from a blacksmith, those will just tear through this boss like paper. Although you wouldn't need the old Leo ring if you're using a non-thrust type weapon. I'll also give an honorable mention to the Fire Longsword that's available outside the Salamander Pit and Forest of the Fallen Giants, just because it does fire damage and you can utilize the Leo Ring if you use the two-handed R2 thrust attack. So with all of that done, let's take a look at the three types of attacks you might see and the two main strategies that you can use against this boss. Alrighty, so if we're looking at this first strategy, this is the one where we bait the Dragonrider into falling off the edge of his arena. For this strategy, make sure that you haven't raised up either part of the arena or he won't consistently fall off. We're looking to count 6.5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and as soon as he goes to raise up that next foot, I'm going to sprint past his shield. So I want his foot raised. He needs to have not crossed this white line completely yet. But again, I'm going to sprint past his shield, and he should lead off with his spear jab, his stab attack, and it's going to force him, just the momentum forces him off the edge. Sprint all the way past, because sometimes he'll actually stay on that little ledge that we were standing on, and if he doesn't turn fully all the way to try to find you, then he might stay on the edge and stabilize himself. Now for the second strat, if you want to do a fair fight, be prepared to see all three attacks that were highlighted a minute ago. You're going to want to raise up the extra two pieces of the arena to give yourself more room to maneuver. So pull this first lever that's past the first Mace Knight that you find in the area. It's right before this central building. And actually, one quick side note to mention, if you use the bow, you can lower this guy's health as much as you want, with arrows just kind of being the one limiting factor to how far down it can go. I don't believe that you can kill him completely, but this option is available if you're feeling cheesy but you didn't want to risk falling off the arena. The second lever is right here in this central building, so you can pull it and get the full arena raised up. And now we can just head on into the fog gate and try to fight this boss. He's always going to start out with that stab attack, the one that forced him off the edge in that last strategy. I can't remember ever seeing an instance of him following up this stab with a swipe the first time. It can be followed up with a swipe, so just be careful about that for future stab attacks. But we're going to go through the boss fog, and then we're going to roll towards his halberd, because our whole entire strategy is just to hug the arm that's holding the halberd. So we can punish and just hug that halberd side. If you're too far in front of him when he winds up an attack, then you are going to have to roll to avoid it. So with that stab, that would have caught me. It was unstrafable at the point where I was, just because I was too far towards his front. Same with this slam attack. Maybe could have strafed it, but I was too far to his front. Just keep rotating clockwise around him. He'll try to find you, and his halberd can't track because it's too big of a weapon. So just punish him once or twice after each attack. Fight should be over quickly enough. So I hope that this helped a little bit, and I will catch you in the next one.